Even though the basket is not out on the island, I still feel like if you come to Hornets Nest, there's an obligation to still throw this tee shot. We've got the titanium buzz here. When I reviewed it, it was a little more stable than I expected, so we're really gonna trust it nice and flat. That would be a circle's edge birdie look if the basket were in. Now let's go play the real tee. A disc I've been toying with and I've been really enjoying is the Latitude 64 Trident. It's a discontinued overstable 6-speed. And I feel like it suits my game really well. Doesn't go quite as far as the Firebird, but still throws very similar consistency as far as the stability goes. Very comfortable in the hand. And again, it's just super overstable, but just doesn't quite push as far and doesn't quite skip as much. So for holes like this, I'm finding it super handy. And it's been a while since I've actually filmed out on an actual course. That's because it's been so hot. My camera basically overheats the second I leave it recording for more than like 20 or 30 seconds at a time. We finally have a break in the extreme heat, and I'm super excited to get out and test all of these new discs. Obviously, those are all compliments to Power Grip USA. So make sure you use my discount code Iceberg10. You can save 10% on your order. If you spend over $70, your order ships for free. We're gonna be using the Notion today. It feels really nice, probably one of the best beadless putters I've ever felt. And this new Exo Hard Blend, it's so stiff, but very supple and grippy. Very much reminds me of the Supreme Classic plastic from Dynamic and Latitude 64. This is where the titanium buzz landed. You can see where the basket is supposed to be, just right there. So actually nice inside the circle look at the birdie if the basket were in. All right, while these guys are playing through on hole 3, very difficult par 4, I've got some cool, non-new, but new to me discs that I'm excited to show you guys as well. I've got this Shimmer Star Dr. Rick Vokes Wraith. Really cool used bin find. I have seen these on Facebook. I've never actually seen or held one of these in person. Brand new, unthrown Dr. Rick Vokes Wraith. Very, very cool. I also got this really old penned SWR Super Color Wraith. Any of these old wraiths that are penned SWR are like money run wraiths that go far. They feel really good. Really, really sweet wraith. Then obviously the Trident, a little used gem, discontinued. We got the Jesper Lundmark Halo, which I'm looking forward to throwing a few times today. And then I got this 400 SD1 for $7 out of a used bin in a disc golf store, I believe in somewhere in Tennessee. Anyway, 400 SD1 to round out some of the new, mostly drivers that I have in the bag that are not new drops, but they're new discs to me. And I'm very excited to throw them and test them out today. So these new Prodigy Reblend F5s, they're flying under people's radars. They shouldn't be. This is a top tier fairway driver, not only for those dead straight backhands like you saw on hole 1. For this kind of hole where I really just want to go super straight, it's the perfect hyzer flip forehand disc. It's torque resistant enough to not flip all the way over, but it's flippy enough to go super dead straight. Really, really amazing fairway driver for the flicks as well. This hole going straight is a premium. And that is, I mean, that's how you birdie this difficult par 4 is by going absolutely dead straight. Now you can try and chop a little bit more off the tee. That's what this titanium nuke is going to be for. So you can go for more of an aggressive flex line and flex it through the gap and really try and get far right. But I think that straight shot is really the ideal shot for this hole. Oh, see, that's the risk you run into when you really try and go for it. Cut to the right a bit too early. Really trying to just play straight on this hole is a premium, and the F5 was the right shot over the nuke by far. All right, so we landed right here with the F5. I'm gonna try out this new 400 SD1. Really just wanna punch it straight at that tree, right through the gap on the left, and have it climb up the hill to the right. Try and get a putt for the birdie. Beat it, nice. That's gonna be a little short, but we'll have a circle 2 look at the birdie. Oh, it's a little bit high. That putter feels really nice in the hand. All right, we're gonna try out the Super Color SWR Wraith. This thing has a thick smell of cigarettes coating it. That's how you know it's gonna be a good Wraith. If it doesn't smell like cigarettes, I don't know if I wanna throw it when it comes to the old Wraiths. We're gonna throw the flippy time lapse first, and then we'll go with the super color Wraith. That's a cute little pull right there. That's probably one of the farthest throws I've ever thrown. That was really nice. All right, let's see how the cigarette Wraith flies in comparison to the time lapse. Oh, that's a nice Wraith. That had a nice little pop up to dead straight, but still stable enough to have a little finish at the end. The cigarette Wraith might become a staple in the bag. All right, the Wraith put us in really, really good scoring position here. We're gonna try out the Wrath. I've not thrown this yet. It's a 9, 4.5, 0.52. So I'm hoping it's stable enough to fade about 100, 150 feet past that electric box without going OB long. All right, I threw that exactly how I wanted to. I think we're up on the hill quite a bit short, but I'd rather be short than OB long on this hole for sure. All right, I've got a 258-foot par 3, hole 5. We're gonna try and flick the Wrath, and then I'll get my first throw with this new ozone as well. That Wrath is really nice. Skip! Like hit the base almost. I don't even know what happened there. That was cool. All right, I've got the ozone. I heard these are understable. Oh yeah, she's really flippy. Man, this Axiom Wrath is one of those discs I do not hear about very often. This is a 170 gram Wrath. This is a really nice sort of Thunderbird slot disc. Maybe even a touch more stable than a Thunderbird. Maybe a little more dumpy, not quite as pushy. This is a really good disc for people that throw really hard, that want a disc that's gonna go nice and straight for them, but still be reliable. On the ozone, I just don't love, I want to love Trash Panda plastic because it is recycled and it is better for the environment than this disc, but it just doesn't feel like something that's going to feel and perform as well as this. And until this performs as well as this just isn't something that I'm going to be able to put in the bag, you know, full time and throw regularly. All right, I do want to try the cigarette Wraith again. This is the perfect hole for it. It's pretty far, like 360. We need to go dead straight and then have a little fade at the end. There's no way I'm gonna hit the cars, right? It's a nice, stable, like patent number SWR Wraith. It's a really nice disc. Now let's compare it to the 400 SD1. Some beauties out of the used bins. Got a little better pull on that. Let me get a big fat skip. That's definitely gonna be putting for birdie. Let's go. All right, just outside the circle, look for the Notion. It's been putting pretty straight, so I'm just gonna trust it nice and straight at the right side. Oh. All right, hole 7, super far par 4, 600 feet. To get a look at the birdie, you have to do a huge drive off the tee. We're gonna try out the Jesper Lundmark Halo, and then we're finally gonna give Dr. Rick Vokes his first throw of the day. Curious to see how this Halo flies. I think it's gonna be kind of flippy. Nope. I thought she was gonna hyzer flip and start going over to the left. I do think the Shimmer Star Wraith is gonna be pretty stable, so I'm gonna put on a good bit of anhyzer here. Oh, that thing is a bomber. It is way up there and around the corner. That one's so far. Now, unless you have extremely good eyes, there's no way you could see that this disc was right here on the ground. I had to get about 10 feet away before I could see it. So unfortunately, that will be the only reason why Dr. Rick probably won't go into the main bag. But man, that Wraith is an absolute stable, glidey beauty. All right, we're gonna go Halo into the green. We need to get about 250 feet and then up and around the corner. I think I pushed it a little too far. That disc, when thrown flat, is gonna fly really, really far. It's got a super wide rim. It's gotta be like 2 or 3 millimeters wider than the Wraith. It's probably like 13.5 or 14 speed. But everything seems to be flying really well. I'm actually really happy with all my new discs and all my used bin finds. We were fortunate enough to hit one of these trees here, so we got a straddle look for the birdie on tough par 4. Nice. I'm really enjoying the Notion. I just need to get used to the fact that it's probably a tick more stable when putting than my Kratos is. So I really just need to trust it super flat. Hole 8, we've got another tough kind of 2-shot par 4. First shot needs to go super straight. Second shot needs to kind of drift around through the woods and get you a look at the birdie. Got the titanium cicada here. Haven't thrown this one yet today, but I know it flies straight because it's a cicada. Get through. Oh, that had high hopes. To throw a disc like the Wrath straight, it's gonna require a lot more flex. It's a bit of a different line, but probably more ideal as far as placement for your disc is gonna wind up. That should be a really nice shot for this hole if it pushed far enough. We'll have to go up and see where we landed. All right, I definitely cheated on my drive a little bit. My drive landed just a little bit over there. I put it over here so you guys could see, what the fairway actually looks like. Got the titanium zone here. See if we can flex it through the gap. And fade. That's gonna be a really nice upshot. Those titanium zones are really good. They're very stable, but still pushy. So all the new drops that have been coming out over the last month or so have been really, really good. I really like the Prodigy Reblend F5. This is gonna be a staple in my bag for a long time. Again, you saw, I think it was on hole 3, that just dead straight laser beam forehand. Then you saw on hole 1, dead straight laser beam backhand. There's not a lot of discs for me that I can get to go straight on backhand and on forehand. I usually have to bag 2 different discs for that. But this is like straight, torque resistant, glidey. One of the best fairway drivers that I've ever thrown. And if you haven't tried one out, definitely use my discount code over at Power Grip USA. Get yourself one. Let me know what you think. The new titanium line from Discraft, really, really premium stuff. I like the way it looks. I like that they use nice bright colors. They're nice and easy to see, especially out on these wood courses. That's really, really important. They're not quite as straight as the old titanium. As they beat in, they will get there, but they're kind of right in between old titanium and ESP as far as stability goes. Really, really great run from Discraft. Then we've got the Ozone here. Just not a disc for me. It seems like when I get it turning, it burns over. But if I throw it on hyzer, it doesn't want to like pick up all the way. And I just don't know why I would want to bag something like this when I could bag that F5 that kind of does it all. Maybe this makes sense for me for rollers, so I'll experiment with it for that as well. But the plastic, it just doesn't really do it for me. The mold doesn't really do it for me, especially when it's kind of humid like this. It feels pretty slippery for me, especially when you get a little bit sweaty. So not a huge fan of the Ozone, but the new Discraft stuff, the new Prodigy Reblend is really, really incredible. And then I just have some super fun, out of production stuff that I'm excited to continue to throw. The new Halo, super fun, super wide. It's gonna go really far once I figure it out. Then we've got the old Dr. Rick Vokes. Dr. Rick Vokes is definitely gonna get his own video. This Wraith, can't believe I found it in a used bin. Absolutely beautiful Wraith. So happy to have it. Feel fortunate to have found it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. See you guys in the next one. Take care.